Hey, it is Galanda B, your neighborhood emotional alchemist. And today I want to talk to you about, is that feeling really yours? Number one. And number two, do you want to use my energy that way? This topic came up because I just spent an amazing, wonderful time in conversation with one of my elders. I love her so much and I love to spend time with her. I always learn so much when I'm with her. Today, we were conversing about same sex relationships and interactions, right? And she was sharing with me that it made her feel very sad. It made her feel very uncomfortable. It made her feel vexed. She felt that it was something that the Western world had pushed on everybody. Um, and she just was uncomfortable about it and she didn't like it. And, she just thought it was wrong. And so we were conversing about this and, she felt like, same sex relationships shouldn't exist. And I said, well, the first thing I asked her was, so do you think God makes mistakes? Because I'm of the belief that people who interact with same sex, that's who they are, right? There's no make a, I'm sure some people choose, but most people, that's who they are. Neither here nor there, right? When we got into it, my question with her is, why does it matter to her? Like, how does it affect her and her ability to interact and be in community with other people? And there wasn't a good answer for that. And, she says, well, I don't really mind them if they're not flaming. And I said, well, isn't flaming just short for flamboyant? Now, I am not of the community. I don't know. I'm not in that inner circle. So I don't know. But I always made the assumption that flaming was just short term language for flamboyant. And I said, would you feel the same way if there was a person who was an opposite sex engaging person who was flamboyant? And they were like, And then I gave her an example. She was like, yeah, I knew you were going to say that. And I said, well, do you feel the same way about that person? She's like, well, no. I said, so what difference does it make who they personally want to interact with if they are authentic and engaging and bright and exorbitant in their personalities? How does it make a difference in your day to day? There was no answer, right? And that's okay. No answer sometimes is you need time to process. But what I shared with her was, whether it's a same sex, opposite sex, whatever sex, however the person interacts with other persons intimately in their lives, has absolutely no bearing on my day to day. And she was like, well, I just don't understand it. I said, well, if you don't engage in that, why do you need to understand? What is there to understand? Nothing. That's not something that you engage in. So why do you need to have an understanding of it? Right? And she just was struggling with it a bit. And I said, okay. Also keep in mind that binary perspective of interpersonal interactions globally and historically has not been binary. It has absolutely been on a spectrum. She wasn't quite sure that she believed that, but I said, okay, no problem. You can look it up and read it for yourself. No need to take my word for it. But ultimately what this comes down to is not whether I promote or reject or whatever a person's preference is why are you expending such strong energy in opposition to something that has no effect on you? How could you be using that energy in your creative writing, your painting, beading, making music? How could you be using that energy? And at the phase of life that I am in now, energy is precious. Okay, y'all? It is precious to me. It's as precious as time. And I refuse to spend my energy on things that I can neither influence nor control. If I can't influence or control it, then why am I expending energy on it, right? All these emotions she was sharing with me and the weight they were carrying them, she categorized them as negative. I did not. I don't believe in categorizing other people's emotions, just maybe asking them how they do. The other person wasn't feeling that. They had no clue, and it had no bearing on how they felt about themselves or how they moved in the world. She was carrying what she categorized as negative energy. So why would you choose to carry negative energy that's impacting only you, that has no impact on anybody else? I don't choose to, and I don't suggest you do. So the point of this sharing, this exchange, was decide how you want to use your energy. Use your energy in ways that support your progress and your upliftment. If it does not support your upliftment or your progress, or it does not, you cannot use it to influence in any way that's going to positively impact your influence, which could be your community, your environment, etc., then why are you using your energy that way? Don't do it, y'all. Don't do it. Stop expending your energy on people, places, experiences, and things that you don't have control over, that you don't have influence over, and that absolutely have no bearing or effect on your life in a day-to-day basis. All right? All right then.